Hello and welcome to the Expository Essay. Of course, we did this in class on May 6th. I've included some information that we covered after that just to keep it all together. So we said the expository essay, of course, is an essay that is concerned with explaining how and why something happens. These essays, of course, are how-to essays. You'll be explaining how to do something, whether that's change a tire, bake a cake, or whatever. The main focus with our essay, of course, as always, is on organization. We'll be following the 5-paragraph format, and we've looked at examples of essays and how they're organized. Thesis statement. The first thing we had to do, of course, is choose a topic. So what are you going to write about? What are you going to explain? How are you going to, or what are you going to tell me to do? And then write your thesis statement. And this sentence states what your essay is all about. We say that the thesis statement, of course, has two parts: your topic and the analysis, explanation, or assertion about the topic. Now, if I go and get blinky here, we said the other word that we could use here is, of course, your opinion. What is your opinion on the topic? So we have an example: to change the oil in a 58 Chevy is an easy and enjoyable activity. Not completely true, but an example. Okay, here we go. So we color-coded it, and we said, hey, the purple, that's my topic. If this was my thesis statement, I'd be writing about changing the oil in a 58 Chevrolet. And of course, my assertion or opinion of that is, hey, it's easy and it's enjoyable. So you are supposed to choose a topic and write it on the outline sheet. Now I have, if I can go and get my little arrow here for a second, I have the outline sheet here, and if we take a look at the outline sheet, I'll just move it a little bit back here so I can see it. Okay, so if we take a look at the outline sheet, and we got our pen. Okay, that's perfect. So we had to write our topic up here, and my topic would be, of course, to change the oil in a 58 Chevrolet. I have to get rid of that, and my writing is not very good, of course. Okay, now we had to write our thesis up here, and then we said, okay, the first body paragraph is step 1, and so if you were changing the oil, my first step here, the sentence here would be, the first thing I need to do is collect my tools and supplies, materials, whatever, and then down here I would have the details that would explain exactly what that means. Okay, and then if we scroll down a little bit, body paragraph 2, of course, is step 2. And so the next thing I have to do is remove the old oil. That would be my, topic sentence. And then again, here are the details that would explain how I do that. There we go. And then finally, of course, body paragraph 3 would be step 3. And in my case, it would be replace the old oil with your new oil. So with all that being said, and then of course we would have to add our details here. There we go. And then down here our conclusion, where we restate. Now we were supposed to do, of course, that first, and then we were supposed to go and do our first draft. So let me just see if I can close this here now. There we go. Just close it. Nope, I do not want to save. There we go. Alright, so here we are back. And then we had to write our thesis statement and our 3 topics. So this is all in our outline sheet. And again, this is just stating the same. So we chose our topic, we did our thesis. Now, if we were going to do like a recipe or whatever, then this might be the research I would have to do. Remember, whatever we do, it has to be real. Write your thesis statement. Write your supporting sentences. Now, the introduction. Now, the introduction, of course, contains our thesis statement, and we have to capture the reader's attention. And we came up with some suggestions on what we might do. So we said the first thing, we might use some startling information. If we had a piece of information that was a bit shocking, we might open our essay with that. And then you have to follow it up with a sentence or two. And remember, the last sentence needs to be your thesis. We could begin with a little story, a little anecdote. Now, if you remember, we were talking about recipes in class, and I told the story of my sister who was using the smoke detector as a timer for her cooking. So I could tell that little story and then make some kind of statement like, if you want to avoid this embarrassment, then you should follow my 3 easy steps. And then the final one, of course, and this is the one that I was hoping most of us might use, is the summary information. And so what happens, we start talking about our topic in general terms, and then we lead the reader down to our thesis statement. And here's a little diagram. Now this shows 4, but we said that we could do that should be 1 up there, of course, and number 2, and then number 3. 3 sentences would be enough. So you make a general statement. Let's talk about changing the oil. I would say, many people own a car. That would be my first statement, and then my second statement would be a little more specific. Many people own a car, but few know how to change their oil properly. And then I go all the way down to my thesis. Changing the oil is easy and enjoyable. So there I go. Start with something very general, and then work down to my thesis. All right, the conclusion. We're not going to try anything too new here. Conclusion brings closure, sums up your points, and we said it needs to be 3 or 4 sentences again. And remember, we said 3 being the minimum. Try to restate your thesis and restate your main points, but try not to restate them exactly as you did previously. So, complete your first draft on the sheet provided. Remember, don't assume people know what you mean. We only know what you say. We don't know what you mean. Give details. Give details, give details, give details. It is really important. Remember the story I told about making pancakes? One of the students said, put some oil in the pan. I said, how much oil? Is a cup too much? So be very specific when you're giving measurements or whatever. Okay. The thesis must be last in your introduction. Don't forget, we said it's the last thing in your introduction, your thesis statement. Make an attempt to capture the reader's attention. The introduction should be at least 3 sentences. The order of your steps, very, very important. And there must be 3 clear steps in your how-to essay. Remember to capitalize your title, and the conclusion should be at least 3 sentences. Okay, that's it. Good luck. Any questions? Feel free to see me in class, and we'll see you in class